Hi everyone, it's Christy, and today I'm going to be filming a video that was requested back in, probably December or November, and I just unfortunately never got around to doing it, to filming this. And this video will probably be pretty long because I do have a lot of things to talk about and to show you. So this video is going to be what you need for winter riding. And first I'm going to talk about things that you need for you, and then I'm going to talk about things that you need for your horse. For you, you're going to want breeches that are warm. I do not have like fleece lined breeches. I just have regular breeches that are just cotton, and they're by Tough Rider, and they have the 2-inch waistband, the double buckle, and like they said, they're by Tough Rider, and I really like these for winter because the wider band gives you a better grip on your hips so they don't fall down. And so yeah, you definitely want warm breeches. And if you don't have thermal breeches like the ones that are fleece lined, you're most likely going to want to invest in a good pair of Under Armour leggings. And these are not Under Armour. These are by the brand Cuddle Duds, and they're kind of just like a navy blue and gray. And I wear these pretty much all the time under my breeches, and because I wear these, they're like silky material under my breeches, I always like to wear a belt as well so that my breeches don't fall down while I'm riding. And I just have this Ariat belt. It's reversible, so it can either be brown or black. I use the black side. You also are most likely going to want a Under Armour shirt as well. Once again, mine is not Under Armour brand. Mine is by Danskin, and I got it at Walmart, and it's just like this electric blue color. And another option you have is buying a turtleneck, which just has the turtleneck, and you can wear that over the fitted shirt, the Under Armour shirt, if you want. And the next thing that you're definitely going to want is a pair of nice thick socks, or even wool socks. These socks are by Kingsland, which is an equestrian brand, and I really like these. They're nice and thick, and what I'll do is I'll wear a pair of Zocs underneath because these kind of act like insulation, and then I'll wear these over them. Or if it's really cold, I'll wear the Zocs and then I'll wear these fuzzy slipper socks over them so that they fit in my boot. That's another thing. I also recommend getting, if you have the funds, buying a pair of winter riding boots that are fleece lined or have some kind of thin slit lining in them. I unfortunately don't have fleece lined boots, but I just wear half chaps and paddock boots because I feel like I can fit more layers under my chaps than in my tall boots. Next, you are going to want to have good gloves. Now, I know not everyone likes riding with gloves, but I personally can't ride without gloves. I get blisters, and these are just isotoner. They're not specifically for riding, but they're fleece lined. You probably can't tell, and they have grips here and on the fingers. So, and I also recommend having a pair of gloves, thicker, heavier gloves that are sheepskin lined like these. These are Sherpa, and wearing these either like while you're just standing around or while you're grooming, and putting them on like after you dismount so that you don't catch a cold. Because I know that if you're wearing layers in winter and like you do start to sweat, then the last thing you want to do is catch a cold, because you'll be sweaty and then all of a sudden you'll be cold, and that's how you get sick. I also recommend using toe warmers. These are the disposable kind. They're good for 6 hours. And I also recommend keeping some of these disposable hand warmers around. And these can also come in handy to warm up your horse's bit. If you don't have like a special thing that wraps around the bit, I just use these. You can also invest in reusable hand warmers like I have here. I haven't used them yet, but yeah, I have those. You're also definitely going to want to have some kind of chapstick. Let me see if I can get this to focus. So this is just Blistex medicated lip balm, and I always like to have some lip stuff around because my lips get really dry and chapped when I'm riding in the cold weather. Okay, I'm just going to move up a little bit. Next, I recommend you wearing some kind of ear protection to the barn, because despite what people may say, you do lose heat through the top of your head, and so you want to try to keep all the heat you can within your body. So I recommend either wearing some kind of hat, like I just have this hat, or you can wear, if you don't want to wear a hat, you can wear earmuffs or an ear warmer. This one is by Ariat, and it's just brown with black. And I also recommend, if it's really cold, wearing a scarf. I just have this one that my mom sewed into like an infinity scarf from a regular scarf, so it just looks like that. And if you don't want the bulk of a scarf, then you can just get one of these little neck warmers that Horsewear Ireland makes, and this just goes around your neck and you can cinch it at the top to make it smaller. Excuse me. Next, I recommend having a very warm, heavy-duty sweatshirt, and I just have this kind of maroony colored one from Eddie Bauer, and this is a sweatshirt, and I like to wear this with layers. And if I want to wear a scarf, then I'll probably wear a sweater instead of a sweatshirt because it doesn't have a hood. And I just have this one, which is from GH Bass & Co. And it's nice because it's got this Sherpa lining in the collar so it doesn't irritate my neck while I'm riding. And I like this because it has a pocket like a sweatshirt, so I can keep stuff in here like my phone, my car keys, or my gloves, or anything. And I also like to wear sweaters like this with vests because I think they look better. And last but not least, for the rider, you are going to want to have probably both of these on hand. You're going to want a vest, which is right there, this black vest, and that is a down vest from Eddie Bauer. It's a men's because they come in tall in men's, and I'm 5'11", so I need tall things, obviously. And you're also probably going to want to have a down jacket. This jacket is bright blue, as you can tell, and it's also by Eddie Bauer. It is their First Ascent line, which I highly recommend. If you're looking for a very good quality jacket or vest, I really recommend Eddie Bauer because they have a whole bunch of different styles and varieties and different colors of jackets and vests, and they also have different fills. I don't know if you can tell, but this jacket is very thin. It has almost no fill compared to the vest, which has quite a bit more fill than the jacket. And I typically like to either wear the jacket to the barn and while I'm tacking up, and then I'll take it off while I'm riding, and then I put it back on after I get off. And if I wear a vest, I typically wear it for the entire lesson, unless I get hot and take it off while I'm riding. Okay, so now we're going to move on to things you need for your horse for winter riding. And mind you, I am not an expert on the subject. I don't have a horse. And this is just my opinion of things that you should get or that you should have or use. First, I would really recommend that you bring lots of treats in the winter time when you're riding, because you're forcing the horse to work in the cold and just be out of their warm, comfy stall. And so I always recommend giving lots of treats so that they don't get like discouraged or grumpy. Next thing that I think everyone should have in the winter time, unless your horse has a super thick winter coat, is a quarter sheet. And I recommend getting a fleece quarter sheet, not a wool quarter sheet, because if your horse sweats, the fleece will wick away the moisture and it won't soak up the moisture like wool would. Like wool will just get wet and then it'll make your horse wet and your horse could possibly get sick from that. So I recommend fleece, and this is just the Riders International fleece exercise rug from Dover in navy and charcoal. And I have a quarter sheet because all of the horses I ride are blanketed, so they don't have really thick winter coats. And the horse I've been riding recently, Andre, who is an off-the-track thoroughbred, doesn't have a winter coat at all because he gets a very, very heavy winter blanket because he has very thin skin. Next is a bit warmer, which you can just use one of these disposable hand warmers to warm your horse's bit, because let's face it, they don't like having a piece of cold metal put into their mouth.